It's green? Oh, now, yeah. Okay, now I'm on. So my name's Elizabeth. I'll be leading meditation today. Maybe I should ring this bell in case people are still in the hall. Get everyone in here. So my name's Elizabeth. I'll be leading meditation today. I'm one of the senior students here at Dawn Mountain. I don't know if anyone here is here for the first time. Okay, so we have a few people. So we also might have some new people online. So the meditation that we do today was given to Ann and Harvey, the founders of Dawn Mountain. We used to have a picture of them, but if you look on the website, you can see who they are. Was given to Ann and Harvey as a practice that was both profound and accessible, so that everybody who came to Dawn Mountain he gave this particularly for Sunday teachings. And the person who gave it, Adzam Rinpoche, is our guiding teacher in Tibet. So this practice is something that is accessible and useful to everyone who comes on Sunday, even if it's your first time ever meditating, or you've been meditating for years, for whatever reason. So what we do in this practice is two different things. So if you've ever done any type of like mindfulness meditation, you might be especially familiar with one part of it. So the first thing we do is that we silently watch our breath. When I say watch our breath, that sounds like you're making some effortful work of like paying attention, watching something, paying attention to a lecture. But it's not, it's much more easy than that. So when you breathe in and out, you just kind of rest with your breath and notice that it's there. So actually, I guess a better word than watch is to notice. So like right now, you're probably not noticing your breathing. Actually, you might need to go, I just had bronchitis. So if you're noticing your breathing, you might need to go get nebulizer treatment, because we don't usually notice our breathing. It just happens. If you notice it, there's probably something wrong with it. So when you're sitting there, just notice how your breath goes in, energizes your body, and then leaves your body. So having said that, you don't need to slow down your breathing or speed it up or force it to do anything. It might just slow down as you relax into the practice. It's fine. So you just pay attention, notice your breath as it is. So that's the first part of the practice. And then the second part of the practice, we will chant. So this is another way of paying attention. So I should say that watching the breath, that's a way of staying in this moment. You're not watching your breath right now or 5 minutes ago. Maybe you weren't even thinking about what you were doing at that minute. You were thinking about, the annoying person who cut you off on the way here, your giant to-do list this afternoon, or, something that happened a year ago. We actually most of the time don't pay very much attention to this very moment. And if you can think of a time in your life where you really felt very in the moment, it probably feels very alive. Like whether that was a bad in the moment through something delightful, or a bad in the moment through something traumatic, or a good in the moment through something really fantastic or beautiful, it probably felt much more alive than you do just in your everyday life. So the idea of that paying attention to your breathing is just to become more aware of the moment, this moment, and not living in the present or future like we normally do. So having said that, the chanting is another way to do that. So when you do that, you really, the same way you watched your breathing, you just listen, and in listening, watch that chanting. So the chanting is just, you pay attention to the chanting, the sound of it, the way it feels in your body, the rhythm, however it speaks to you. And we'll do that for a few minutes. And like I said, I just got over bronchitis, so usually I try to do it longer. I have a couple people who are going to help me keep it up. But you do not have to do it the exact same rhythm as me. We do say hong hong, and we used to have what a hong looked like, but we don't anymore. So we say hong hong, and you can do it at your own pace. It doesn't have to be the exact same rhythm as me. And if I stop to breathe, you don't have to automatically go silent. Like eventually I'll stop and it'll be pretty obvious the room is slowing down. And when that happens, we go back to watching our breath. So we do those 2 practices 3 times. So we do 3 sets of those. Trying to think if I forgot anything. I feel like I should ask if anyone has questions. There's several new people, but does that make sense? Okay. And so that's what we do. It's very simple, really. I'll remind you as we go through it, especially the silent, watching the breath, because if you're like me, you've forgotten what you're supposed to be doing. That usually happens to me, and then I'm like thinking about something else, and I say, oh, what was I supposed to be doing in this meditation? So I like to be reminded. If my reminding you what to be doing is annoying, just try to ignore me and watch your breath and ignore me. Okay, so let's do it. We'll have a small break after these 3 rounds, and then we will come back for a closing where we'll do another practice where we chant Ah, but that's very short, so it's just an hour total. Okay, so let's get ready. So when I'm like, let's get ready, we're getting ready to sit up. So the best way to sit when you're doing this is sorry, I should have warned Emily. Maybe I should just turn it off if I'm going to cough. I'll do that. So the best way to do it is you want to be straight, but you need to be relaxed. Because if you're straight, like, that's not going to be very comfortable. You'll get very uncomfortable before the 35 minutes is up. Your back will hurt. You won't be able to pay attention to your breath, and there's no purpose to torture yourself for 35 minutes. So you should be comfortable. So for the breathing especially, it's good to have your back straight. But by straight in a natural way, with its natural curves, not ramrod straight. And it's good to have your neck a little elongated, and the best way to do that is to lower your chin a little bit. So if you're sitting on a chair, try to put your feet flat on the floor. I know it's a little hard if you're on those chairs, if your feet don't reach. You can put them on a cushion too. You can have your hands like this. We usually sit like this because it's relaxed and open, which is exactly what you're trying to work with here. But if you're used to sitting with your hands in some other way in meditation, that's fine as well. And you can have your eyes open or closed. Again, we usually keep our eyes open because learning to be present in the moment, it's important to be able to take that off the cushion, not just to be able to do it here. It's great if you can do it here. Actually, that's amazing. Like me, 2 minutes later, I have to, go back to what I was paying attention to my breath. So if you keep your eyes open, you become more habituated to that. Now, in reality, maybe it's very distracting for you today, so then you should shut your eyes. But if you're falling asleep, then open your eyes. And if you get really sleepy, one teacher who comes here every year, Lama Tenzin, a Tibetan teacher, says that you should go, that'll wake you up. It energizes you. So I'll sometimes do it, even up here leading meditation. Okay, so let's just start. Find your position. Oh, and something important. If you get uncomfortable, just move. There's no prohibition against changing your position. Just move and find some new comfortable position. You can even get up and sit in a chair or move between the chairs and the cushions. All right. So having said all of that introduction, let's go to our practice. So you watch your breath come in, energize your body. You can kind of feel it energetically moving throughout your body. I know biologically it doesn't do that, but it gives your cells energy. You can feel that. And then feel it leaving your body. So we'll do that for some time before we chant. And if it feels like your mind suddenly has all sorts of things to think about other than paying attention to your breath, that's actually great because it means that you've slowed down enough into the moment to notice all these many, many other things that you think about all the time. But when that happens, that you notice you've run off with some thought and aren't watching their breath, just come back to your breath. It's always there. It's always there to come back to. Here in this room, and any other time of the day or night, just come back to your breath. Now we'll chant the Hung Hung and just take that same easygoing watchfulness into the chanting. Hung Hung Om. And just go back to watching your breath. No, we'll chant again. So, it might feel like your mind is desperately trying to pay attention to anything but your breath. Maybe it's listening, you're hearing the AC, or thinking about what you have to do this afternoon, or, well, that's all totally fine. There's no like scolding yourself about it. It's just that you're noticing these things, which we don't usually notice. So if that's happening, then just, without blaming yourself, no scolding, just come back to your breath. And if it's not happening, that's fantastic. Just keep sitting with your breath. It's actually fantastic either way, because either way you're noticing in the moment that you normally wouldn't, in a way you normally wouldn't. Just go back to sitting with, paying attention to your breath for a minute or so. And I'll ring the bell. I was going to say, it's actually quite a nice nice and easy practice to do, not just in here, and it doesn't have to be for 40 minutes if you decide you want to try this at home. It'll be for whatever amount of time you have, no matter how small. Just remember to sit with your body straight but relaxed and comfortable. I actually neglected to mention at the beginning, but you don't want your muscles to be doing the work. So we often sit, our shoulders are tense, we're propped some way that our legs are tense. You can feel your muscles tense. But when you're sitting for meditation, you don't want your muscles to be tense. That's not conducive to any type of comfort or long-term sitting or being in the moment. You really want your skeleton to do the work. So however you sit, on the floor or on a chair, you want your skeleton to do the work. So if you decide to try this practice at home, you can do these 3 rounds over whatever length of time you have. You can also just, at any moment going about your day, you can take a minute, 5 seconds, whatever time you have, to pay attention to your breath, to just think, to just be centered in that breathing. It really can just be 20 seconds, 5 seconds, whatever time you have. And maybe you'll notice it makes a difference in how present you feel in the moment in your day-to-day life. Maybe it doesn't, but you can try it and see. But and you can also do the hung hung just quickly, but if you're in, a crowded room, that might be a little more attention seeking than just quietly paying attention to your breath. But it's up to you really. So, but you can take it home and try this if you want to. So we will have a short break, maybe about 10 minutes. So I also neglected to mention we have a book Emily, no, Emily doesn't have the book. Okay, in this book, we write names of people who we want to, we traditionally say dedicate merit. So, like some good merit we've accumulated today, but any good thoughts or prayers or wishes that you want to send to anybody at the end of today's practice, I'll read those names. It can be anybody, it can be yourself. Um, it can be a secret nickname. You can put anybody or any animals, anything in the book, and I'll read them at the end. So that'll be there during the break. Have about a 10-minute break. And please come back. We'll sit for just a minute or two, and then we'll do the closing practice and read the names. There are some refreshments in the hall, and I'll ring the bell when it's time to come gather again. Thank you very much. So if everyone has one of these that doesn't know everything on it. And if anybody wanted the book but didn't get it, you still have some time. Okay. So we will sit for just, what time is it? We'll sit for just a minute or so, minute and a half, and then we will, at the sheet on one of the sides, there is at the bottom a blessing. We'll sing that together, and when we do that, we'll light this candle. Do you want to light the candle? There's actually a lighter, and it's actually a candle this time.
A real candle?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll burn my finger.
Okay. So you can say no to the lighting of the candle. You can do it. Okay. All right. We might have a longer lighter.
It's okay.
All right. Steve will sacrifice his thumb and light our candle. So we'll we'll sing this blessing. We'll light the candle, and then we will chant. Thank you very much. We will chant together the letter A, which is this in Tibetan. And when you chant A, you can imagine the good wishes. I usually do it as in the form of like a healing light going out, filling your body, filling this room, the world, Houston, the world, the earth, all the other planets, the universe, as far as you can imagine, just in one ah. I kind of like to think of it as like a light going out everywhere and touching everyone, infusing everyone. So that's what we'll do. So let's just sit for a minute. And after we say the blessing, I'm sorry, I'm forgetful this morning, I'll read the names in the book, and then we will chant Ah. Okay, let's sit. Now we'll sing the blessing together. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. So for all sentient beings, but especially today, Porfirio, Tomas, Baby Joe, Tom and Yoko, Doug, Nora, Jack, Catherine and Michael Johnson, Elizabeth, Noel, Betty, Ravi, Kelly and Asher, Tyler, Denny and Michael Crabtree, Darlene, Layla, Ron Burian in the Bardo, Bob Froy in the Bardo, Stuart Schutz in the Bardo, Veronica Hall in the Bardo, Stacy's mom, Whitney, Nora, Yoris, Bill Ratiff in the Bardo. So now we'll say Ah. Chant Ah. Ah. So thank you for much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone online. I don't know how many people there are. Hello, that camera. Hello. Thank you for joining us today. We're here every Sunday. We're here every first and third Tuesday for teachings. In this summer, it's Harvey and a senior student, Dent, who are teaching every Tuesday evening. Then in the fall, we start back up again, and that will be Anne and Harvey, the two founding teachers. I'm not sure that we have any other big announcements right now. I don't think so. It's a little bit slower in the summer than during the academic school year. So thank you very much, and I'll be around helping to clean up if anyone has any questions or anything. Okay.